What if the story you've always heard about where humans come from missed something big, an ancient land that existed even before Atlantis? This place wasn't about war or power. It was built on unity, deep spiritual understanding, and a strong connection to the universe. That place was Lemuria. And for thousands of years, people have tried to make us forget it. Why? Because Lemuria had something powerful, not weapons, but wisdom. Wisdom that could help you understand who you are on a soul level. Wisdom that breaks the systems built on fear. Wisdom that reminds us we're more than just our bodies. Lemuria taught about higher awareness, living in more than one dimension, and staying in harmony with the earth and stars. These ideas go against how things work today, where people are divided, focused on material stuff, and told to follow outside authority. In this video, we'll explore why certain groups wanted to erase Lemuria from our memory. We'll talk about what Lemuria really was, why it was important, and how remembering it can help awaken your spirit. If you've ever felt drawn to the ocean, dreamed about ancient lands, or wondered why spiritual truths are kept hidden, this is for you. Watch till the end, because this isn't just about a lost place. It's about finding a lost part of yourself. Long before Babylon or ancient Egypt, there was Lemuria. Some also called it Mu. It was believed to be a large land in what we now call the Pacific Ocean. Many spiritual teachings say Lemuria wasn't only a place, it was a way of life. The people there lived in peace with nature. They could speak through energy and were deeply connected to the stars. While Atlantis is often linked to power and machines, Lemuria was about the heart, emotions, wisdom, care, and love for everything. They didn't have rulers or kings. People in Lemuria lived in small, sacred communities where everyone was seen as a part of the divine. There wasn't much conflict. Healing was done using energy. The land itself gave off crystal energy that fed both the body and the soul. Scientists still debate whether Lemuria was real, but many ancient stories from Polynesia, Hawaii, India, and South America speak of a land that sank into the sea. In South India, Tamil stories talk about Kumari Kandam, a wise and peaceful land lost beneath the ocean. In Hawaii, the memory of Mu still lives on in chants and teachings passed down through the years. Spiritual teachers and psychics like Helena Blavatsky, Rudolf Steiner, and Edgar Cayce also talked about Lemuria. They said it was a real part of our history, a time when people were lighter, less physical, and more connected to the divine. So why don't we learn about Lemuria in school? Why do history books call it a myth? Maybe because if we remembered it, we'd start to see our past, and our present, differently. Lemuria is not just an old story. It's more than just an old tale, it's a memory of how life was meant to be. A life rooted in love, peace, and deep connection. If Lemuria really existed, then forgetting it also means losing touch with who we truly are. Some spiritual teachings say that Lemurians had a different kind of DNA, more crystal-like in nature, which helped them tap into higher states of awareness. It wasn't just about their physical form. Their bodies held light energy, in tune with the earth and the stars around them. They were said to be multidimensional beings. That means they didn't only live in this physical world, they could reach other realms, get guidance from higher sources, and even travel out of their bodies with full awareness. Their connection to the universe didn't come from religion or rules, it came naturally. It was always open. Some teachings even say Lemurians had 12 strands of DNA working, not just the 2 strands that science talks about today. These extra strands worked on an energy level, allowing them to use deep intuition, heal themselves, communicate without words, and even understand time in a different way. And here's the interesting part, some of that ancient DNA might still live in us today. People who are extra sensitive, who feel energy shifts, or who have a strong desire for spiritual growth may carry parts of that Lemurian code. This isn't just some symbol or fantasy, it's a memory your soul may still hold. Places like Mount Shasta in California are believed to be strong with Lemurian energy. For many years, spiritual seekers have claimed that Lemurian beings still live there in higher dimensions, in a hidden city known as Telos. People who visit Mount Shasta often report feeling powerful energy, seeing visions, or sensing that they've returned to a place they somehow know. Why does this happen? Because something ancient still pulses beneath the surface. Lemuria isn't just a forgotten chapter. It's a mirror showing you who you really are. If you've ever stared at the stars and felt a deep pull, if you love crystals, sacred symbols, or cosmic sounds, you might carry the Lemurian spark. An awakening it could lead you to your true life path. But here's the tough question: why don't we hear about Lemuria in school? Why is it brushed off as a myth? Because powerful truths can be dangerous to those who want control. Lemuria taught unity, inner wisdom, and the sacred value of all life. If people followed these ideas, the systems built on fear, control, and division wouldn't survive. In Lemurian times, people didn't need governments, strict religions, or massive corporations to lead them. They were guided by their own inner truth. So what happened to this world? Some spiritual thinkers believe Lemuria disappeared during huge shifts on Earth, maybe due to natural disasters, solar changes, or spiritual imbalance. But the wisdom didn't vanish. The survivors carried it across the world, to Egypt, India, South America, and Easter Island, keeping the ancient knowledge alive in new forms. That's why we see similar sacred symbols, giant stone buildings, and spiritual stories in ancient cultures across the world, even when they never met. As time went on and the world became more divided, new systems took control. Colonizers, religious powers, and secret groups either erased old wisdom or changed it for their own use. Anything that helped people connect to their own power was hidden or banned. Eventually, Lemuria was pushed aside as just another made-up legend. But the effort to bury it went further than just books. These ideas were also kept out of schools, where anything that doesn't fit the usual science-based view is left out. We're taught to trust systems outside of ourselves, like governments, experts, or institutions, not our own inner voice, not our natural link to the universe. But Lemuria isn't dangerous because it sparks rebellion. It's dangerous to those in control because it reminds us we don't need to be controlled at all. It helps us reclaim our power, not by fighting, but by remembering who we really are. And the easiest way to stop someone from walking their true path is to convince them that path never existed. Even if the land of Lemuria disappeared under the ocean, its energy is still alive. We can still feel it in sacred symbols found around the world. These weren't just for decoration, they were messages from the past, left behind to help us remember when the time came. One of the strongest messages is found in sacred shapes, like spirals, the flower of life, and the lotus. These show up in temples, carvings, and ancient sites worldwide. But they're not just pretty designs. They carry energy. They help our minds sync with the natural laws of the universe. Take the spiral, it shows how the soul moves, growing inward and outward. This shape was central to Lemurian teachings. The tree of life, seen in many paths like Kabbalah or Hermetic teachings, also has roots in Lemurian wisdom. It shows the flow of energy through all things, linking heaven and earth, and guiding spiritual seekers along their journey. Lemurian crystals, large, clear quartz stones with special energy, have been found in places like the Himalayas and Mount Shasta. Many believe these crystals hold the vibration and memory of Lemuria. When people meditate with these crystals or sacred shapes, they often unlock old memories or release stuck energy. These tools act like portals, helping you connect with Lemuria's frequency. They awaken hidden parts of your mind and open the door to deeper truth. These ancient signs remind us that beyond what we see, there's a deeper language waiting to be remembered. A lot of people today feel deeply drawn to Lemuria, not just out of curiosity, but from something deeper inside. If you've ever felt pulled toward ancient wisdom, sacred lands, or spiritual energy work, you might be carrying Lemurian energy in your soul. Some signs that you might have a Lemurian soul include feeling a deep connection to all living beings, a strong love for the ocean, or feeling drawn to crystals, sacred shapes, or the stars. You may also have dreams about ancient lands beneath the sea, or feel a strange longing for a place you've never been. Some people with Lemurian energy recall past lives, or feel connected to star systems like Sirius, the Pleiades, or even inner Earth. These souls, often called starseeds, are here with a purpose, to help others wake up and bring back the wisdom we once had. If you're drawn to healing, working with energy, or spreading peace and unity, this could be your soul remembering its Lemurian roots. Noticing these signs is the first step in tapping into your spiritual gifts and becoming part of a bigger shift happening on Earth. Lemuria isn't just a land we lost, it's a living energy that still exists in many people today, just waiting to be awakened. Right now, more spiritual seekers around the world feel something shifting. It's as if the same peaceful energy that once flowed through Lemuria is returning. This isn't just a story, it's a real change happening as we enter a new level of awareness. Some call it 5D or ascension. It's a time of deep healing, rising feminine energy, and waking up to who we really are. Old prophecies talk about a strong wave of energy from the sun, a solar flash, that could spark a mass spiritual awakening. And when we look at ancient time cycles, like the yugas, they also suggest we're reaching a point of remembering and returning to unity, the same unity Lemuria once stood for. As the old ways fall apart and more people turn toward meditation, energy healing, and sacred knowledge, Lemurian energy keeps growing. The systems that tried to hide this truth are losing their grip, because more and more souls are starting to remember who they are. The return of Lemurian wisdom shows us a different path, a path beyond fear and separation. A way forward that brings us back to love, balance, and connection with the universe. Lemuria isn't just something from the past, it's waking up inside of us, helping guide where we go next. As we end this journey into Lemuria's mystery, remember, what was once lost can always be found again. The story of Lemuria isn't just ancient history, it's a powerful reminder. A call to remember the parts of yourself that got buried under years of forgetting and control. Even though this wisdom was kept hidden, the spirit of Lemuria still reaches us. Through sacred symbols, through crystals, and through the quiet voice inside you that already knows the truth. So ask yourself, what if remembering Lemuria is the key to understanding your real purpose? What if this ancient land holds the clues to humanity's next big step? If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel a connection to Lemuria? Have you had dreams or signs that remind you of a time before time? Your story could help someone else remember theirs too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to Wisdom of the Ancients for more journeys into forgotten civilizations, sacred teachings, and the hidden truths of our cosmic history. Want to go even deeper? Watch our next video, The Hidden Technology of Atlantis that's returning today. Let's bring back the ancient wisdom that's been buried for too long, and make it part of our lives again. Thanks for being here. Until next time, keep exploring, and keep waking up.